live in an age obsessed with productivity, status, and constant distraction. But what if the greatest mystery in your life isn't out there, but within you? Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung believed that most people go through life without ever truly knowing themselves. Beneath our daily routines lies a hidden psychological world, full of suppressed impulses, forgotten memories, and powerful archetypal forces shaping our decisions. In other words, you are not as conscious as you think you are. Today, we'll explore Jung's most profound ideas, connecting them with insights from other great thinkers to answer a haunting question. Who are you? Behind the person you show the world. Jung called the personality we present to society the persona, the mask we wear to function in the social world. It's the confident professional at work, the agreeable friend at dinner, the polished version of yourself on social media. The persona isn't fake, it's necessary. Without it, social life would collapse into chaos. But there's a danger when you forget it's a mask. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche warned that living according to external expectations alienates you from your true nature. You stop living authentically and start performing a role. Behind the mask lies something far more unsettling. Jung called it the shadow, the parts of yourself you deny, repress, or consider unacceptable: anger, envy, fear, selfishness, forbidden desires. But the shadow doesn't only contain darkness, it also holds hidden strengths: creativity, assertiveness, vitality, authenticity. What you reject doesn't disappear, it goes underground, and from there, it controls you. This is why people sometimes sabotage themselves, lash out unexpectedly, or feel irrational hatred towards someone they barely know. Often, we are projecting our own shadow onto others. Jung's former mentor, Sigmund Freud, also believed unconscious forces drive human behavior, though he emphasized repressed desires and childhood conflicts. Jung went further. The unconscious isn't just a prison of past trauma, it's also a reservoir of untapped potential. One of Jung's most revolutionary ideas is the collective unconscious. He proposed that beneath your personal experiences lies a deeper layer shared by all humanity, a psychological inheritance, universal patterns called archetypes. The hero, the mother, the wise old man, the trickster, appear across myths, religions, and stories worldwide. Why do cultures separated by oceans tell similar stories? Because according to Jung, these patterns live inside the human psyche itself. Mythologist Joseph Campbell famously described this as the hero's journey, a narrative structure found from ancient epics to modern films. Perhaps these stories resonate so deeply because they mirror your inner journey. Modern culture often treats inner conflict as a problem to eliminate. Jung saw it differently. Conflict is not a malfunction, it's the engine of psychological growth. The existential philosopher Søren Kierkegaard argued that anxiety arises from human freedom itself. To be aware of possibilities is to feel tension. Avoiding that tension leads to superficial living. Facing it leads to transformation. Your greatest struggles may not be obstacles to your life. They may be the path. Jung called the lifelong process of psychological integration individuation. It is not self-improvement in the conventional sense. It's not becoming perfect. It's not conforming to society's ideal. It's becoming whole, integrating the persona, the shadow, the unconscious, until you become an authentic individual rather than a collection of roles. Ironically, this process often begins with crisis, loss, failure, loneliness, identity collapse. Psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl observed that suffering, when it has meaning, can transform a person at the deepest level. Pain can break you or awaken you. Modern society sells happiness as the ultimate goal, but Jung believed a meaningful life matters more than a comfortable one. Darkness is not optional. The question is whether you learn from it. Frankl argued that humans are not primarily driven by pleasure, but by the search for meaning. Without meaning, even success feels empty. Self-knowledge is probably the most difficult task a human being can undertake, because it requires confronting uncomfortable truths, abandoning comforting illusions, and taking responsibility for your own life. But it's also the only path to authenticity. Perhaps the greatest tragedy is not failure, but living an entire life without discovering who you could have become. As Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. If this video made you reflect, consider this question. What part of yourself have you been avoiding? Because the most important journey you will ever take is not across the world, it's into yourself.